Hey everyone, Roman Jenkins here. Welcome to some Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I did one of these for Modern Warfare 3. It's a Make Puppies Win video where I try to put my best foot forward and make a team that is comprised completely of random people actually win a game. Here's the problem with doing that in Ghost Recon versus a Call of Duty game, is that in this game it relies so much on teamwork and communication, and these guys have no mics among them. The other team was actually in a party, as I found out. They invited me to their game afterwards because I was really the only one on my team that gave them any trouble. And you'll see that from scores and numbers and where I get onto the map. But they were kind of upset. They called me in just to complain about me using Dragon's Breath rounds, and then kicked me out of their party while I stayed in the game. And I actually was the best player on either team for that game. And right here, they actually got behind my team. So down one goes. Unfortunately, he had a guy pretty much just spawn right on him. See there? With that integral silencer sniper rifle there, which seems to be pretty useful when it's used against me. I actually picked up a sniper rifle maybe a couple days ago in this game and started using it. It was some guy with X-Acto ammo, and I was not very good with it. I was absolutely terrible. I got maybe 2 or 3 kills with it, and then somebody showed up close range, and I thought I had a shotgun again for whatever reason. Ugh. So my big issue with the shotgun versus the other guns, I usually use LMGs when I'm rifleman, and the SMGs on Scout just kill so quickly that I always forget how little ammo I have. And it takes about 3 shots at decent range to kill somebody with a shotgun, center body mass. So you end up a lot of the time just firing 3 shots, reloading, firing 3 shots, reloading. And you're out of ammo by like your 4th or 5th kill. And if you miss any shots, you're pretty much dead. And here there's a guy directly ahead of me. Hit the ground. I'm getting much better about going prone. It's one of those things I almost never did before, but now I'm pretty decent with it. And you can see my team slowly try to make their way across this bridge. It's going to be kind of a struggle to get them there, but they do a really good job of hanging out on that bridge most of this game. And here I tried to make a run for it, but that F2000, the F2000 is, simply put, a little overpowered. Since Arctic Strike came out, I haven't seen anyone not using it. It's just a really strong rifleman weapon. Where I'll be honest, the rifleman weapons before were all balanced really well towards Ghost. So you had the ACR to start with, and then it moved to the 417, and then the TAR. And pretty much every time you had a Russian equivalent choice, it was actually pretty terrible. It was, the AN-94 is just a horrible gun. If you give somebody a burst fire gun and the second shot out of 2 shots never hits target unless they're 2 feet away, you've done something wrong with the gun. Alright, oops. The other thing I like about Dragon's Breath in close quarter situations is if I get injured, I can crawl over to my own fire and kill myself, instead of worrying if someone's going to come hack me. That's always fun. But now the enemy team has pretty much spawn camped us. They'll be doing this for the rest of the level almost. We do actually get towards planting, which is kind of impressive, all things considered. And this was a couple nights before I unlocked my sentry gun, so I made pretty good use of the jammer. And this is the situation where the Dragon's Breath rounds are very useful. You'll see me get a couple of pretty decent fire kills, and that's exactly what you want to use them for. These guys who are barely in cover or who are on cover most of the time, if you can hit them with a couple solid Dragon's Breath rounds, you will almost always, set them on fire and kill them. Whereas with slugs or buckshot or anything like that, if you don't get the exact number you need into somebody, they will kill your ass or survive. That was a chance to stun hack there, but I fucked it up. Didn't think to switch. When I have to I honestly think that maybe when I run Shotgun Engineer, I should consider running with a pistol, because I run out of ammo so damn quickly, and the taser is helpful and useful, but only in some situations. I don't really care about a KD ratio in this game, but it's nice to stay alive a little longer when I can. And that's what I get for trying to go to a point. And you notice that guy was on our side of the map. My entire team is now based inside of our map, and it's starting to look like I was playing Command and Conquer and setting up all my tanks and everything over here. It's just set up at a really even interval of guys as some sort of front. Unfortunately for us, we're attacking, so that front idea doesn't work too great. So the only way I know to figure out where they are is to run out like an idiot and see if I get shot at. Yeah, so I got shot at a little bit there. Set somebody on fire. And spawned inside getting shot at. Now that's interesting, isn't it? I'm actually completely hidden from him at that spot. He can see me though, as I found out. There's other guys over there. Yeah, once again, this ellipses guy just absolutely rocked me. And the F2000 is just too much for most people. Let's follow Havoc here. He's slowly making his way out of our spawn. That guy's gonna burn. There he goes. Yeah. I've really got to put together that montage of people getting set to on fire by me. I just have to figure out how many videos I can scour for that sort of clips. I did spend a good amount of time using the engineer exclusively so I could unlock the sentry gun. And that sentry gun did not disappoint. It's been very helpful so far. Hello. Yep, shouldn't have done that. I knew I wasn't going to be able to hack simply because I was getting so many laser pointers whenever I went out there. Look at that, one of our guys hacked somebody. Luckily, Blue Hawk here and Raven are both hanging out in our spawn. There he goes. He got him eventually. So now we can kind of see exactly where they are, what they're doing to us. That's all good news. Well, the bad news is that we still have two guys who are in our spawn. They're on our team though, so I guess that makes it a little better. And right now, this is, I think, our only push towards a point, and we actually get it here. Of course, we had one guy pretty much withdraw from the hunt. No, wait, we don't get this one. I remember this. You saw that one guy completely leave the attempt to come get this point about halfway towards it. Here's the thing I don't like about Dragon's Breath rounds, is that they don't penetrate. They completely stop on a fence or a low piece of cover. And I think you can actually penetrate with shotgun shells. And if you look here, you'll see their entire team is slowly, teabagging me and stomping on me. These are the guys that I would go on to play the next game with. And as I said, I just completely dominated that game. Made me feel good about me. I was on their team. They were complaining to me about Dragon's Breath. It's very weird, the dichotomy this game has at this time, where you would expect that with a game out 2 months, there's not a lot of new users coming to getting into the game, that they would have kind of normalized what people know, or people would have kind of a shared knowledge of what's in the game and what isn't. Damn it. But I ran into these guys the other day. I was once again playing a Let's Make Pubs Win game that actually went off successfully, but I didn't record it, of course. And what happened was I started firing off Dragon's Breath rounds, and one of the guys goes, "Whoa, how are you shooting fire? Do you have a flamethrower attachment? Do I need to beat campaign on hardest difficulty or something?" It's like, no, that's a shotgun attachment. It's you get that when you get to a certain level with the engineer. Well, this guy spent the entire game sniping, and I realized he's probably never even used a shotgun in this game or the engineer class. He went immediately to must-have sniper rifles, and that's where he stayed. which is kind of sad and terrible, really. This is the best angle to take this one at, but unfortunately. And no. I honestly thought we actually got that one first round. Well, no matter. As you can see, the rest of the video is not very long. These guys completely wreck our shit next round. My team obviously was not really paying much attention to what was happening, even though I had the total number of highest deaths throughout both rounds. I think I earned them. But yes, the whole point is that there are people who have never figured out what things are, what they do in this game. People who've never seen a sentry gun because it's a high-level engineer unlock, and they don't play forward, so they've never had a sentry gun set up on them. That sort of thing. It's very strange. I think it's because it's a reintroduction to the Ghost Recon franchise for a lot of people. As you can see, their entire team is at C, and my team is there. Because you can't snipe C, so they had to leave. But because it's sort of a reintroduction to Ghost Recon, and it's so different from the other games in the series anyways, that I think a lot of these guys, they'd never really be aware of what's in the game. And unlike a Call of Duty, where pretty much everyone knows what everything is in a Call of Duty, right? You're not going to be completely stunned there's a kill streak in Call of Duty games. But in this game, you see UAV and you go, what the hell is that thing? And it's kind of normalized. It's kind of a little normal. For the most part, most people seem to know exactly what things are in this game, which is kind of nice. And there you can see the downside to using Dragon's Breath as much as I do, which is you never really always get the kill. It'll sometimes have things bounce off of them, and sometimes they don't even catch fire, despite the fact that they're showing up as on fire, which is absolutely horrid. See, 3 shots took them out. These guys are already moving up into our spawn, which is scary, and will come into play in a moment. It means that we're not getting out there as far as we could. We can't do as much defense. Jesus Christ. I should really have been able to kill him faster with a shotgun. Someone told me I should try slugs so I could hate shotguns again, but honestly, the ammo trade-off with Dragon's Breath and everything is kind of worth it to me. Yeah, it takes a few more bullets, but if you're quick with it, you can generally hit enough guys and not have to worry about it too much. So as you can see, they've uncovered the objective, and they're already up there killing all our guys. And for whatever reason, I didn't register those people. I thought the guy behind me that I'd spawned on was going to shoot him, for one. But the second part of that was, of course, I wasn't paying a lot of attention. If I had been, I'm sure I would have died anyways, but it would have at least taken out one with me. So these guys are almost on us. We've got a little bit of defense left in us, but not a lot. All it's going to take is one guy coming around the back or throwing in a grenade and really wrecking our shit. That's the interesting part of this map. You, as the attacker, have the longest run, I think, of any map to go from your starting objective to all 3 of the final objectives, your starting point to your final points. I think it's not even close, actually. Even with Alpha or something like that, you don't have nearly as much runtime. And the fortunate thing is it's on a lot of straightaways. The unfortunate thing is there's a lot of sniper spots. So you're constantly you have to go really one way and one way only, or, well, one of 2 ways really. You have to go on the sides, which makes it easier for people to set up traps for you. If you try to go right up the middle, it's usually suicide. But if your team's pushing left and right and you go up the middle, you might be able to actually get up there. So they've started to plant. If you'll notice, there are guys all near this. This one even gets meleeed. And look at that. So I'm in a lot of trouble here. I really had no chance of winning this series of firefights. There's at least 3 people staring at me, and that's why I don't That's where I don't like shotguns, is that spot right there. That I could have won that fight with any other gun, but here we are. And that's really the end of this. Their entire team is on that point, and I am not going to be able to get there in time and pull off a miracle defense. So I hope everyone enjoyed me trying to win with puppies, and I'll see you soon.
The enemy was too strong for us. We have been defeated.